Hi, and welcome to Trash or Treat, where we are going to be shaking up your makeup and learning have we been keeping some things in our drawers for just a little bit too long? Okay, so everything it does have a shelf life, and that is makeup included. So I am Lisa Mietermeer, and I will be walking you through that today. I will also be giving you a few tips and tricks on how to use some of those items in either more than one way or maybe a way that you're not used to. Okay, so let's talk about just getting started. And you're like, do things really have an expiration? And what do I need to kind of clean up my makeup area? So the first thing I want to share with you guys is um, we can absolutely share, um, kind of like divvy up what's in our makeup, what's kind of in our makeup area. Okay, so let me share that with you. What's in our makeup area? Okay, so we usually have kind of like four categories of things. Okay, we have four categories of things that we want to keep going, or to keep kind of categorizing our makeup from. We have the makeup. So if you want to like draw this out, kind of like an X like this on the screen or on a piece of paper, we have the things that we absolutely love. Like these are the products that we cannot live without. Okay, so we can't live without them. So, what are some of my products that I absolutely can't live without? I can't live without my setting spray. It keeps everything fresh for a very long time. So, this would definitely be in my love it area. And if you guys have seen any of my videos before, one of the other things I absolutely love, love, love is my under eye corrector, working on counteracting those dark circles. Okay, so those are some of the things that I am going in my love it area. Okay, then there's the things that I like absolutely don't ever use. Okay, so it's like the total opposite of the spectrum. So these things I don't use, these may be things that I got as gifts with sample, or maybe there's things I don't use because I never knew how to do it. So one of the things that was in my don't use section, originally, that is not now, is liners. Like I really never used liners of every kind, right? Eyeliners, lip liners. I'm like, I don't really need those. It's like an extra step, okay? So the things that you don't use, you're just going to put off to the other side. All right, and then we're going to fill out the places in the middle. The things you're like, I like. Those are good. And those are things that maybe you use for a special occasion, okay? But they're not in your everyday go-to. And then maybe you have some things that's going to be in this next section that are either in your love it or like it pile, but they're going to migrate into this pile that's called need to replace it, because you're going to learn some things. So I'm going to guess that one of the items that everybody's going to have that's going to have to move to the need to replace it section is your mascara. Okay, and the reason for that is we love mascara, and maybe you love the formula. You're like, Lisa, I would never want to replace this mascara. So my question to you is, when's the last time you opened this tube? Like, not just when's the last time, when's the first time you opened it? Because if you open this pre-COVID, girl, you need to replace it. I don't care if it still makes a good sign, because once you break that seal of this mascara from the factory, you get 3 months. I know, 3 months, kind of crazy. You're like, I didn't realize that that's all it takes. Yep, that's all it takes. So mascara should open once you open it, 3 months. So you might be migrating this mascara to the out of the love it, out of the like it area, and now you're putting in the need to replace it. Okay, so while we're on the things that are kind of that short time frame, eyeliners, okay, because again, it is something that's right close to the water line. You want to make sure that it's a liquid liner for sure every 3 months. And you want to make sure that if it is something that needs to be sharpened, or in this case, we have the little shaper in here, okay, you want to use that, but you want to shape it before each use in case there was something on there that started growing funky. You want to shape them, okay? And that's going to get rid of that first layer off. Okay, so that's kind of like the things that are in that 3-month mark. You're like, I didn't realize I need to kind of replace some of those things. So what can tend to go there too is you have to be careful about how you are using your liquid eyeshadows, because it can get close to the water line. You just want to make sure you're keeping an eye on those too. Okay, so now let's talk about things that are kind of in that 6 month to a year. Guys, liquids, okay? And the reason for that is liquids have a tendency to have obviously more moisture in them than pencils. So it's a place where bacteria can absolutely love to grow. So if you have opened your foundation, it really should be replaced about in 12 months. Now, if you've never opened it, it can sit on the shelf probably for 2 years, 2.5 years, okay? Liquid concealers. Okay, you definitely want to replace liquid concealers. Again, a little bit more fluid usually than the liquid foundations. You want to for sure replace these after a year. If it is something where, if this was a concealing stick versus a cheek color stick, sticks you can kind of get a little longer out of, more to that 1 to 2 year mark, and that's because they don't have quite as much moisture, so the bacteria can't grow so much. So I'm going to share with you not only a tip for concealers and under eye correctors, but it's also going to be a tip when it comes to your brushes. Okay, so as we're like, obviously you can see that I just used this today because it's not perfectly clean, but what you want to do is, if you are literally just dabbing a little bit on, because a little goes a long way, as you guys know in our Mary Kay products, and you're using your brush, you want to make sure that once you are done using your brush, okay, so for sure, like if you're at home, I tend to do my makeup in the car and then bring out my stuff in at the end of the day. But this is for sure, I'm going to show you how it's important for you. I'm using this brush and I'm patting, okay, because the padding is going to make it so it's a little bit more flat. If I pulled, right, so on this end, this is what it looks like when you pull your eye. You create these absolute little minuscule wrinkles, okay, and that's where the product settles into, okay? We don't want to have scary ness like that. We want it to look exactly like flat and more porcelain look. So for sure, one of the things you want to do is make sure you clean your makeup brushes so they're not scary, okay? So you guys are getting a treat today. You're going to treat yourself to some new makeup, right? Maybe you're going to treat yourself to some new mascara. But you're also going to get a treat for tuning in to this live, so that when you replace some of your products, you're going to get a discount for each product that you replace. Okay, so if you're going to replace a mascara and that's the only thing you're replacing, you're at 5% off of your total order. Okay, if you're going to replace a couple items, 2 items, you're getting 10% off your total order. Okay, so I want you guys to keep track of that, how many things that you are replacing up to a maximum of 30%. Okay, so I love that. So that's liquid foundations, liquid concealers. Again, if they are a little bit, the less water, the longer they can keep. So let's talk about powders, because that can be a foundation, but it's going to be longer than that. So anything like this, right? A pressed powder. You want to keep them in a cool, dry place. So not your bathroom where there's all that humidity, okay? But you want to, a pressed powder can last for 2 years, okay? Things that are more like our setting powders, okay? Looser powders, again, there's even less connection between the particles. These things can, you want to make sure that they're done after 3 years. And you're like, who would keep makeup that long? Sometimes we acquire so many things, we don't have a chance to watch it all, okay? So in addition to that, anything that are cheek or eye colors, okay? Eye colors for sure we have to be careful of, because how are we using the brushes? We don't want to get it too close to the eyes. But these powdered cheek and eye colors after 2 years, very similar to this, okay? So, but a cream, just kind of like a cream concealer, it's not getting quite to that 2-year mark, okay? Because these are things that have a little bit more moisture in it, so it's going to hold the bacteria and give a place longer for it to grow. This is going to freak people out when we talk about lipstick. I'm going to show you guys the new Downtown Brown. And I'm telling you, this is the color that I absolutely love. It's great on every skin tone. And what I like to do with this is I can actually top off the Downtown Brown with something a little bit brighter. But all of these lip products, guys, I know you might have a favorite one that you only break out every now and then. A year, a lot more moisture in these. And again, it's closer to things that have a tendency to have a location for a little bit more bacteria in them, okay? So I want you guys to be kind of mindful of lip liners, lipstick, lip glosses, especially anything like the lip gloss. You're actually taking the applicator and you're putting it back in here. Very similar to the mascara. You're taking the applicator and you're putting it back in here. This is a dark, moist area, so bacteria can love to grow, okay? Hey, Stella, I'm excited you guys are watching. So I just wanted to share with you guys some time frames and some time limits that can be a big deal when you are treating your makeup. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to remind ourselves that the makeup is our treat to ourselves. Okay, we shouldn't be keeping scary looking makeup around, okay, because that can breed bacteria. And what we want to do is we want to treat ourselves to being hygienic, treat ourselves to those self-care, and treat ourselves to healthy makeup, okay? When it comes to expiration, not just if the product goes good, I want you guys to keep track of things such as the CC cream that does have an SPF in it. So you want to make sure, maybe you've had it, sitting on your shelf and you weren't using it. You were maybe using the Time Wise foundation instead, and you went back to this. Reach out to your beauty consultant and have them check the code on the back, because things with SPF will tend to expire faster, or at least the SPF part of it will break down, okay, a little bit faster. So absolutely love that. So I'm going to share with you a couple tips and tricks. Okay, so remember, we have the absolutely I love it areas. Okay, can't live without. These are the products that if they're past my expiration date, we've now migrated them into the need to replace section. Okay, and then even we might have things that we like I like this color, but I don't really use it that often. So it's kind of past that mark. That's moving into the need to replace it section too. And you might have things like, I don't even use them. Well, I'm going to empower you to trash it. Just trash not only the things that are expired, the things that have outlasted their shelf life and you want to keep safe, but trash the items you don't use if you're never going to use them. Now, the only thing that I would say don't trash if you haven't used it or opened it yet is something that you're just looking for a little guidance on. So if you are looking for guidance on some products, I am going to go ahead and empower you to reach out to your beauty consultant and ask for a tutorial. Okay, so I'm going to share with you a benefit of using some of our more hydrating and cream-based products, okay? And that is, it gives a little bit more of a healthy finish and less kind of dry as we tend to mature. Okay, so I'm going to share with you some of our, the benefit of even using our liquid eyeshadow, a little cream-based, gives us a little bit more benefit. And I'm going to share with you how I have eyeshadow on, okay, and how we can even use over powdered eyeshadow, a liquid. It's going to give it a totally different look. So I'm going to treat you something you would never do. And that's what I'm here for, guys. I like to kick it up a notch. So I am literally going to take this liquid eyeshadow And you can obviously see I'm going over. This is the pink Starlight. And I actually have a little bit of a pink base on. But what the pink Starlight is doing is it's giving it a little bit more of that hydrated look. It's giving it a smoother appearance, okay, than a powdered eyeshadow. And it can make it like, if you put it over something that's darker, it's going to soften it. Okay, it's definitely going to soften it up. So I love just playing around with some of these things. Let me get a little bit more on there so you guys can see. I'll do it on the other side again. And the other trick I'm going to share with you about this pink Starlight is you can kind of absolutely, and it's a great time to play around with these things because it's Halloween costumes. Play with some of these things and use them in a different way. So let me blot off some of my lip color so I can show you how it's a different way you can use. I'm going to show you how you could use your pink Starlight in some the liquid color to kind of give yourself a fun lip for Halloween. Okay, so I'm going to take some liquid eyeshadow. And I know you're like, I would never wear this lip in a million years for a regular daytime thing. And I'm just going to do the bottom so you can see the difference. But how fun is that if you're going kind of for like an Ice Queen or a Frozen kind of look, or a totally whited out like feel, but then somebody catches it in a different way and you can actually kind of see like the fun lipstick color underneath. So it's just a way to kind of play things up, and then you can absolutely use it as a highlighter on your cheeks. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys the little treat of how can you use some of these products, especially the Light Beam is great like that. But the pink Starlight can actually give you a little bit of a added kind of cheek color look, but gives you a lot more hydration and can help your skin look a lot more fuller by just using it in a little different way. So it's always fun to treat yourself, play around with some different ideas. And then you can absolutely, if you're going for a little bit more of that dark goth makeup look, why not use a deep brown eyeliner or a black eyeliner or a deep brunette pencil and use it on your lips? My caveat to you guys is make sure everything is clean. You clean it before and you clean it after so you don't have that. And I'm also going to give you another treat for this holiday season as you do makeup. Please, please, please make sure you are using a primer underneath all that heavy cakey makeup so that it protects your skin. And then go ahead and use our eye makeup remover. And it comes off super easy without having to do that hard scrubbing, because remember, rubbing causes wrinkles. Okay, so I hope you guys have a powerful pink on purpose day. You learned some tricks. You learned how to treat yourself to some new makeup, and you learned what things may go from your love it or like it pile into your I gotta replace it. And remember, it's 5% off of your entire order for each product that you turn in, because you're trashing it and you're getting a new one up to 30%. All right, have a powerful evening, and don't forget to send me some pictures. I love to see how you guys are playing around with your Mary Kay makeup. Have a great one.